Senator Moody.
Thank you so much, Chair. You know, Florida is no stranger to disasters. In fact, my state has suffered through some incredibly serious, damaging, tragic storms. And all too often, I find myself speaking to Floridians who are struggling to put not just their homes back together, but their lives back together, because so much of our lives is embedded and built within our homes. And let me just thank you all for taking time to be here today and talk to us. I know coming to a Senate hearing is no small thing.
Hey everyone, welcome back to True Voice. I'm Andrew. And if you believe in justice, accountability, and standing up for the little guy, hit that subscribe button and join the movement. Let's make our voices heard. So, I just watched this Senate hearing clip where Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody grills homeowners and experts about their nightmare experiences with insurance companies after a storm. And listen, this right here, this is exactly why people are fed up with corporate America. Let's watch.
I want to thank the chair for putting this together and for making sure that we have two panels so that we can talk to a variety of people. We can only fit so many people here at the table right now. I think making sure that we are paying attention to the public discourse right now in terms of challenges in recovery and even some public stories about what is being found underneath insurance companies and claims and helping people recover. And I think the worst thing we could do right now is to not have a hearing like this, to address what is being said in the broader conversation in America, especially in states where we have suffered storms and people are still right now trying to recover. Obviously, as an Attorney General, I even had to sue representative of FEMA after the last storm. And so we know that we can't just leave everything to happen and trust that everybody is going to play according to the rules without some sort of oversight. And so I think it is important that you are here today to share your stories. And I also think it's important for our colleagues and for this subcommittee to learn more about what is going on. Just as we would expect insurance companies to do the right thing and live up to the policies that they have offered and certainly have collected money and payment on, we know that is in every industry. We have those that are good faith players and we have those that may seek to do harm or take advantage of a tragic situation. And I wanted to ask you, Ms. McGowl, I know that you have specifically had a bad experience, and I wondered, I think you mentioned you had the one adjuster come out and then another adjuster come out. Did anyone from Allstate ever call you and walk through the specifics of why something may be covered by your policy or not covered by your policy, or was it just an adjuster coming out and communicating with you?
No, no one called me to walk me through the details of the policy and how that would be applied. I was called mostly regarding scheduling matters and the adjusters.
So even after the multiple estimates, as they gave you lower estimates than you had received, no one called to tell you line by line why something may or may not have been covered?
That is correct.
And Mr. Schroeder, I'll ask you first, when you submitted your estimate, when you had discussions, did anyone go with you line by line why something might not be worth what you estimated or might not be covered by the policy?
Are you asking when I submit an estimate to the reviewers, do they go through, if there's something they disagree with, they would say to remove it. There's typically not an explanation for why, and when there is, more often than not, it's not what I would say legitimate, not according to the policy. It's that hail damage isn't hail damage, take it off. Or that is wear and tear and not hail damage, take it off. Those are the answers I would get. But no, they wouldn't go through my entire estimate line by line with me. No.
And Ms. McGowl, I'm going to come back to you for a moment. When you didn't receive right away the money you needed to repair the home, were you forced to come out of pocket to repair the house?
We have done relatively minor repairs so far, simply because we do not have any insight into the budget that we might have at hand. So only the most crucial repairs, and, for example, putting a tarp up on the roof to prevent further damage or rainfall has been done so far.
And you had to pay for that just out of your own money that was probably taxed on your income?
Yes, that's correct. And of course, engaging with external experts such as the engineer was also out of pocket.
Would that have been helpful to be able to deduct from your taxes the money you had to lay out to recover for your roof with storm damage?
I have not deducted those expenses from my taxes at this point.
Would that have been helpful
Would
to
that have been
recover?
helpful? Likely, yes.
I've been exploring with colleagues, and a bipartisan approach to trying to address money that people are having to use from their own pocket. They get money from their jobs, and then they have to outlay it to stop rain from coming into their home, and then they still have to pay taxes on that money. Would that have been helpful to you and your family?
Absolutely, that would have been helpful.
And I don't want to go over time, but Mr. Quinn, I would like to follow up with you. I know that you've been so focused on this, and I know a lot of your energy and time and talent has been focused on this issue. Do you believe it would be helpful? And I know many states are set up and structured different ways, right? One agency may have statutory authority to investigate these matters, where another agency wouldn't. And so if that one isn't moving fast enough, or this one wants to complement it, sometimes that's not available, and it looks different in different states. Do you think it would be helpful to have a cross-section from different agencies being able to, within one state, task force, or even federally, a task force where the agents or the officers are specially trained in this area?
Yes, ma'am, I believe that would be very helpful.
Thank you, Chair.
You heard that right. Not one person from Allstate called this woman to explain what was or wasn't covered. Just an adjuster with a clipboard and a script. That's what happens when profit comes before people. This isn't just about one homeowner or one storm. This is systemic. Corporations like Allstate take your premiums for years, then ghost you when disaster hits. That's legalized theft, and it's happening across the country, especially in working-class communities that can't afford to fight back. And did you catch that? That's not hail damage, it's wear and tear. No policy explanation. No line-by-line breakdown. Just denial after denial. It's like they have a playbook on how to gaslight homeowners. As a proud American who believes in fairness, I'm telling you, this is not how a nation should treat its people. When disaster hits, the government should have your back, not look the other way while billion-dollar insurance companies dodge responsibility. And when Moody brings up the idea of making emergency, out-of-pocket expenses tax-deductible, that's common sense. No one should have to drain their savings, pay income tax on that money, and still be left with a tarp over their roof. Let's be clear, this isn't about left or right. It's about right and wrong. We need stronger regulations, more transparency, and a system that puts people before corporate shareholders. That's real patriotism, fighting for the dignity and security of every American family. Hit that subscribe button if you agree. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Have you or someone you know dealt with this kind of insurance BS? Let's shine a light on it. Thanks for watching True Voice. I'm Andrew. Stay loud, stay strong, and stay true.